You were a star child, let your light shine for all the world. When you open your mouth to reveal a pearl, let it shine more, just to light the path. If it don't add up, man, just do the math. If it ain't for you, let it pass on through.
How you doing? This is Terrion Wilson, aka your boy Brotha T, here with another one. So this channel is called T's Life Tree, and on this channel we like to drop little pine cones of wisdom. If you don't know what pine cones of wisdom are, stick around, stay on the channel, you'll get it. Before we get into the episode, I need you to like and subscribe. Like, subscribe. When we're done with the video, comment, share. So let's get into the episode. Today we're going to look at 5 things that men just don't care about. You might think we care about it, but we really don't. And we're talking relationship wise, right? Sometimes, and it's kind of sad to talk about it like this, but a lot of times we just don't communicate properly with each other. We're talking about the male species and the female species on this earth. We just don't collaborate the right way. We don't listen to each other's concerns. We don't listen to what each other wants. Now, my opinion is, this is just my opinion, whether you agree with it or not, I tend to find that men are a little more open to listen to the other side than the other way around. Now, you can get mad at that if you want. That's just my perception on what I've been noticing over the years. Now, you have men that probably won't comply with what you want, and it might seem like we're not listening, but a lot of times men are a little more open. A lot of times women get into this society, and society conditions them in a certain way where you automatically by default have to be a little defensive, right? Or you won't survive in this society, especially if you looking at the society as a patriarchy that is, fashioning things against you to make life harder for you. So you naturally have your defense up a certain way, right? When it comes to relationships, sometimes that fence is still up. Okay, I'm just telling the truth, whether you agree with me or not. It's my truth. So I find that, guys, even though, especially as African-American men, the society is not really formed for us to win either, right? It's really not formed for us to win. So we have to deal with certain things, but a lot of times we have to take time, sit back, and analyze situations. So a lot of times, even though, and I'm not talking about all men, but there are a segment of men that really are open to what you want. All you have to do is communicate the proper way. Don't come at them with a masculine tone, and they'll be more apt to listen. Men respond to femininity, especially men that are in their masculinity. It's just natural. And sometimes it's the other way around. When a woman's in her femininity, she responds to masculinity. Okay? That's why certain guys you just don't respect when you're a woman. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying is correct, right? So let's get into it. So 5 things men just don't care about that y'all might think we care about, but we really don't. First thing we don't care about, we don't care what your last man did. We don't care. Stop reminding us, right? If I'm dating you or I'm into you and it's about us, then why are you bringing that guy up? That just tells me that you're not over that situation or that guy, right? If we're sitting down, we're talking about a random subject and you bring up what he did and, oh, I remember when he did that and, oh man, I was that, and you do that, it's okay to do that sometime, especially if you're trying to prove a point. But if you're bringing it up because you're still hurt about it, then what that tells us is that that man still has your energy, right? When you look at it from an energy perspective. And if he still has your energy, you probably still love that person or in love with that person, right? You don't realize it, right? Because love and hate are similar. Love and hate are not opposite necessarily. They both are strong emotions, kind of sort of on the same spectrum, just at different vibrations. Love and apathy are opposite. Okay? So when I say apathy, I don't mean like you just don't care. When apathy meaning I'm not into that situation, I wish the best for him or her. I'm living my life. Okay? More power to that person. Okay? That's when you're not in that energy. But when you're hating, you're still in that energy. It's still around that. Okay? So when you do that too much, we don't want to hear that. We really don't. good or bad, even if he was a great guy. Like, we don't want that energy coming out, emanating from you at a high level, or we're going to know you're not over that past person. This is true. The next thing that we don't care about, we don't care how many followers you get on Instagram. We don't care how many likes you get on Facebook. We don't care. You might think we care. We don't care. Okay? There's a thing going around, especially with millennials and zennials, where, attention is the new currency, as some people would like to say. And it's true to a certain aspect, right? Because if you're getting millions and millions, then of course you can transition that and parlay that into businesses, and you have opportunities at that point. But that doesn't make you a better or worse person necessarily. You can be a terrible person, take off your clothes and get 1 million people looking at you, right? That does not mean you're talented, right? Vice versa. If you're a guy and you're a rapper and you rap about things that people want to hear, whether they're good or bad, doesn't necessarily make you a good or bad person. You know what I mean? You can rap about getting high the whole time and talk about doing terrible things, and you can get 1 million people looking at you. It doesn't mean you're doing what you're supposed to do. So that's not, we really don't care. Like, I don't care if you have 200,000 followers on Instagram. I don't care. What's the point of having 200,000 followers if you can't even treat me with respect? I'm just saying. Okay, the third thing that men don't care about, that you might think we care about, we don't care what your pastor said, right? So if we're talking about a subject, and it might be a deep subject, and the next thing to come out of your mouth whenever we have a talk on a deep level is, my pastor said this or my pastor say that. That's cool. You can say that sometimes. But when you say that too much, we start to think that you respect him more than you respect us. This is real. Whether you agree with it or not, I'm telling you what men really think, right? So start to pull that back a little bit. Start respecting what your man is saying as well, and keep that on the same level. Do not talk about your pastor or your father, for that matter, or your daddy. Don't talk about him as if he's above your man to your man, because we're going to know internally, okay, she respects them, and she might not respect me as much. But if you talk about us in the same esteem, put us on the same level and say, hey, that's cool. That's kind of similar to what my pastor was saying. That's interesting. That's different from saying, yeah, I know what you're saying, but my pastor said. See, now you're degrading what he just told you. Now, I'm giving you game. You can take it or you can leave it. If you leave it at your own peril. Okay. So the next one. Men don't care what your girlfriend said either. Oh my God. Through my lifetime, I can't tell you the many times women have gotten terrible advice from the girlfriends or the women around them, even the women in their family. I can't tell you how many times terrible advice came out of the mouths of women, other women that are around the women I was with. Can't tell you how many times. It's an epidemic. We need to stop this immediately. See, a lot of times especially if you surround yourself with people that have lack mentalities, they're going to pass that on to you. So let's say we have a relationship, something happens, it might be even on a deep level, because relationships aren't always peaches and cream. So let's say we were going through a valley, right? We've done the peaks and now we're in the valley. And, it might be something a little deeper. You bring it to your girlfriends, you try to talk about it. Oh, girl, I'm telling you, he's this, he's that, he's definitely cheating on you. He's this, he's that. Trust me, if he did that, he would do this. I remember when Tyrone did that to me, and girl, I did this, and I did him like this. And you start taking that advice, you're going to mess up your relationship, because you're letting too many people in. It's supposed to be about you and that other person, okay? Don't let too many people into your inner sanctum. It's going to be hard to maintain that. Okay. And a lot of times, well, I shouldn't say a lot of times, but sometimes some of those other people, those women, sometimes even women in your family, sometimes they want your man. So they'll tell you whatever to break that up so they can sneak on in on the side. Okay. And tell me, a lot of women out there, you've heard of this, or you've been through this, or maybe you were the person that did the sneaking. Okay, so let me go on to number one. So the number one thing that men do not care about that you might think we care about, especially a real man. I'm not talking about the dusty dudes that aren't really doing anything in life. I'm talking about a man that's on his purpose, doing what he's supposed to do, a man that's taking care of business. We do not care about your career and your job. We don't care about it. And what do I mean by that? I'm not saying we don't care what you do. We don't care if you work and all that. Of course we do. If you've attended school a little longer, or if you have acquired certain level degrees, doctorate, and all this, we're not going to look at you as a better quality woman. We don't look at things like that. Now, in the reverse, men are looked at that way, right? Depending on how far we go up in life, our ability to earn, our ability to move up social ladders. Okay, we're looked at as being on a higher level, but men accept that for the most part. A lot of times when a real man, he sees that and he's not where he's supposed to be, he'll work to get where he wants to be. And if not, he'll accept, okay, well, I'm not there, but either I can work to be there or I can not work to be there. But when it's reversed, sometimes women get there and think that's what it is, when actually what we really want is cooperation. Guys just want cooperation. If you're cooperating with us, and let's say, I'll give you a scenario. Let's say I'm a man, and let's just say, just fictitious, let's just say I'm making $150,000 a year, right? And let's say you're giving me full cooperation. You're down with me, 10 toes on the floor down with me. And you're cooperating, and let's say you're not even working, but you're gorgeous, you're feminine, you're cooperative, you know what I mean? You're trustworthy. Yeah, I don't care. Come on, let's go. I'm rocking with you, right? But let's say you have all these degrees, advanced degrees. We're talking master's degrees. We're talking doctorates. We're talking all this stuff. You have all that lined up, right? And then you're a terrible person. You don't want to cooperate. You think you're better than me and all that. I'm not dealing with you. I don't look at you as a more quality woman because of that. Okay? And unfortunately, a lot of women, you have life a little backwards when it comes to that, because you've not been listening to the men that have been telling you that we don't care about your career when we have our stuff together. We don't care about your career. Now, if I'm only making so much, or if I'm trying to leech off of you or live off of you, of course I'm going to want you to earn more, right? That's just the way it is. So let me go ahead and wrap it up. So those are 5 things that men don't care about that you probably think we care about. Let's recap it before we get off. Okay. So number 5 is we don't care what your last man did. Please stop reminding us what your last man did. The next one, we don't care how many followers you have. We care about how you treat us, how you respect us. Number 3, we don't care what your pastor said, okay? We don't care what your pastor said. Of course we care a little bit what he said, but we don't care about you putting him above us, his opinion above us. Don't do that, okay? The next one, we don't care what your sister said or your girlfriends or your mama said. We want you to respect us. And the very last one, we don't care about your career or job. We just want you to cooperate with us, get on mission with us, get on goal with us, and let's come together and let's build something great. All right, so this is your man, Brother T. I enjoyed talking to you. And if you enjoyed the video today, I need you to like, I need you to subscribe, I need you to comment, and I need you to share the video, all right, to somebody who you think might need it. So this has been your man, Brother T. And I'll talk to you in the next video, family. I am out of here. Peace.